Under a scorching midday heat, Coyote Pass stretched on forever, its promise of a fresh start now eclipsed by months of stress. The expansive property, which was supposed to support Cody Brown's goal of strengthening his bonds with his family, had instead turned into a battlefield of unresolved grievances and unfulfilled expectations. Cody was pacing close to his truck, making frantic gestures at the incomplete lot, his displeasure practically palpable. Each sharp curve caused the dust to kick up beneath his feet, and his voice reverberated over the desolate terrain. Robyn was standing close by, her arms folded in front of her kids, a look of hurt and rage on her face. "This can't go on like this," Cody growled, his voice piercing and abrasive. "Robyn, we're meant to be constructing something here. A heritage, a family. However, all I see are just excuses." As Robyn's oldest child moved forward to protect their siblings, her face flushed. There was a noticeable tension between Cody and the kids, and there was a lot of unresolved rage in the air around them. "Hey friends, welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up." Robyn responded, "We're trying," in a shaky but determined voice. "Cody, don't blame me for anything. We are not alone in this. The anxiety, the stress, it's not all our fault." With their wide eyes darting between their parents, the younger children snuggled together. With a harsh reverberation, Cody smashed his hand onto the truck's hood. As if protecting them from some invisible danger, Robyn moved closer to the children as they recoiled. Christine was working on her portion of the land nearby when she heard the disturbance. She wiped her hands on her slacks and strode quickly in the direction of the yelling. As soon as she got there, she assessed the situation, noting the children's terror, Robyn's tears, and Cody's rage. "Cody," Christine yelled, her tone calm and forceful. "What's going on?" With a sharp slash, Cody said, "This doesn't concern you, Christine." "It affects us all," Christine retorted, refusing to back down. "Remember that we are a family? Or has that changed?" Christine walked over to Robyn and her children, while Cody turned away, mumbling to himself. Assuring the younger ones that everything would be all right, she knelt down and spoke sweetly to them. Christine put a comforting touch on Robyn's shoulder, causing her face to crumple. "This is not something I need right now." Cody raised his arms in exasperation and yelled, "No one seems to care that I'm attempting to turn this land into something. Nobody gives a damn?" Christine's voice was a little disbelieving when she answered, "Cody, we've all been putting forth our best effort. However, you can be the issue rather than the land." No one else had the courage to speak the challenge that hovered in the air. Cody's expression darkened, and he turned and ran off toward his truck, slamming the door behind him without saying another word. He drove off, leaving a trail of dust behind him as the engine roared to life. Robyn sat by herself in her dark living room that night. Normally noisy and full of laughter, the house was eerily still. With quiet tears running down her cheeks, she gazed at the ground. In a candid interview, she uttered the words, "I don't know how much more I can take," in a quiet, tremulous voice. "Cody has changed recently. He is constantly irate, and it seems like we bear the consequences when he gets upset. The family and the land are too much, and I no longer even feel secure." Cody was sitting in his pickup, parked at the edge of the land across town. He gazed out at the horizon, the burden of his choices pressing down on his shoulders. During his own confession, he remarked, "I'm trying to hold this family together," in a voice full of annoyance and fatigue. "However, nobody seems to realize how much I've given up. This dream is what I'm fighting for. It's up to me to make it work. And yet I'm the villain somehow." Tension was high as the sun pounded them when the family met for a meeting on the central lot the following day. Cody stood in the middle, surveying the group with his arms folded. Mary and Janelle were among the wives who stood together, their faces inscrutable. With her kids clutching to her for protection, Robyn remained close to the back. Cody said sharply, "I've had enough of this. This family must take charge. If everyone keeps putting things off, we won't get anywhere." Janelle took a step forward, her expression composed yet resolute. She pointedly remarked, "Maybe the issue isn't that we're not stepping up, Cody. Perhaps you are the issue." Cody's eyes narrowed, but Robyn broke into a voice before he could reply. "Cody, even though I've attempted to defend you, I no longer even recognize you. The man I married is not this one." As the impact of Robyn's comments set in, the gathering became silent. Cody's expression was a mix of desperation and rage as he gazed about. It appeared for the first time that he might not know the answer. The spouse's expressions displayed a mixture of melancholy and silent resolve as the camera panned to them. The family's future and their Coyote Pass ambition were at stake as the screen went black. Would Cody's dream come to an end as a result of this encounter? Or would the family be able to mend the damage? We'd have to wait for the answer. What does Janelle Brown, star of Sister Wives, think? In the January 26th episode of the TLC series, Kody Brown's ex-wife shared her thoughts on the patriarch's handling of the family's finances. Sister Wives actress Janelle Brown is sharing her thoughts on the family's financial situation more than 2 years after declaring her separation from Kody Brown. We weighed in on what bills should be paid, how we were going to pay, who got priority. Janelle, who married Kody in 1993, 3 years after he married his first wife Mary Brown, stated on the January 26th episode of the TLC documentary about their early years of plural marriage. When Kody married Christine Brown in 1994 and Robyn Brown, his only surviving wife, in 2010, the one-for-all relationship persisted. Then, for the past few years, Kody would simply withdraw money for reasons I don't know, said Janelle, who was in charge of the family's books, and the money was just being spent and lots of it. The mother of Logan Brown, 30, Madison Brush, 29, Hunter Brown, 27, the late Garrison Brown, Gabriel Brown, 23, and Savannah Brown, 20, concluded, towards the end, it was just really hard. However, Kody believed that his demand for financial transparency had its boundaries. I was a father to 18 and a husband to more than just Janelle, he said in the show. So we had a lot of places that money needed to go that weren't always Janelle's business. Janelle was doing the bookkeeping, so some of the bills to be paid by all of us were supposed to be paid by her, the patriarch reasoned. Janelle, however, maintained that her financial calculations were accurate. He loves this mantra that somehow I was the all-powerful one with all the financial control, she said of Kody. I really was just the person who recorded the transactions and sent them to the CPA. Janelle has previously implied that her ex-husband handled their bank account as if it were cash to burn. In a September episode, Janelle griped about the family's difficulties paying for Coyote Pass, the 14 acres of land they bought in Arizona, and mentioned that Kody claimed to have all these other debts. Nevertheless, she had observed him acquiring assets such as trailers and high-end home furnishings for his and Robyn's home. I see all the art on their walls, she wrote. And that's okay, I have money and I've spent it on things too. Kody claimed that a large portion of his money was used to purchase cars, basically had a fleet, and child insurance. Janelle added, I used to always be surprised at how nice her backyard was, even though she admitted she wasn't sure how Kody and Robyn managed their joint finances. It was finished. Additionally, there was always stuff at her place. And I thought, wow. Mary was also curious about what happened to the family's joint money. Those family funds that I helped with went to kids' college, went to property, she recalled during a conversation with friend Jen Sullivan on the January 19th episode of the show. It went to everything, with the exception of paying for classes at Westminster College in Utah, where Mary's only kid, Leon Brown, was enrolled. Regarding the other 17 children she shared with Kody and her fellow sister wives, Mary admitted, I really don't know how much of the family fund actually paid for other kids' school or cars, but she was aware that the family fund was not used to support her child's education. Check out all the other truths the family has revealed this season. Kody Brown claimed he was prepared to separate from his first wife Mary Brown soon after their 1990 vows, but he led me to believe that he would work on things by saying, Oh Mary, when we move to Flagstaff, this will be a good time to have a new beginning for us, Mary said in the September 15th premiere, referring to their 2018 move. Of course, that's just one revelation she and her fellow sister wives have recently shared. He has been doing this for a very long time. Her primary complaint, she stated, is his lack of communication and how he really felt, and what he really wanted, or what he really didn't want, in the story that he's been telling for all these years. I'm like, why would I do this? Kody said that there might have been mixed messages, but only because he was working on the situation. I would not court and date her now, he clarified. In any case, when Mary finally pulled the plug in early 2023, her pals were ecstatic. They say, all right, we're backing you and here for you. Blinders off, she now feels that he had been trying to get her to leave for years by claiming he didn't love her, because if he can push me out and I leave, he's not the bad guy because he didn't walk away. And it's about damn time, she said. In the season premiere, Kody admitted that he was ready to let the dream die years after the family bought the 14-acre plot of land in Flagstaff, Arizona, on which they intended to build. since he couldn't build without paying the entire $820,000 price tag, which the family reportedly did in 2023, he told his remaining wife Robyn Brown, "I'd almost rather scrap it or sell it and then just start again somewhere else." Regarding Robyn, she replied, "I can't talk about that," adding, "That is so not where I'm at." Janelle Brown, the second wife, previously told News that we just kind of started to grow apart, but in the end, she left because of Cody's shortcomings as a dad to several of his children. The mother told Logan Brown, Madison Brown Brush, Hunter Brown, Garrison Brown, Gabriel Brown, and Savannah Brown, "The big spark for me was when his relationship broke down with my children, and he didn't seem like he would move heaven and earth to fix it. And I thought, okay, that was what was really holding me here," the mother said. Janelle refused to entertain the possibility of reconciliation, even when Cody brought it up in the November 3rd episode. "I'm not sure how I could ever make amends with him and keep him from seeing my children," she remarked. Cody explained his lack of effort to heal the rifts he was having with some of his older children by saying, "No, I'm going to always choose my kids. I don't fit in the family anymore," he complained in the episode that aired on September 15th. Dayton Brown, Aurora Brown, Brianna Brown, Solomon Brown, and Ariella Brown are the 5 children he and Robyn are raising together. He added, "And then I have some relationship with some of the other kids, and it's infrequent. And so I'm like, what do I do with all of this? It doesn't feel like a family. We're probably doing the worst we've ever done in our marriage," Robyn admitted in the season 19 premiere, even though they were being totally monogamous for the first time in their 14-year marriage. "It's been tough between us. He doesn't know who to blame, himself or one of the other wives. Cody's feeling a lot of rejection, and so I think he's kind of looking at me going, 'Are you going to reject me too?' The worst thing," she summarized, "was that there's no resource to help with the idea that I'm still married to a man who's going through divorces. As a result," she disclosed, "I'm on my toes. I'm having to consistently make sure that he is not sabotaging our relationship. As Cody shared, I can't look myself in the mirror and say, 'Hey dude, I love you.'" Cody was experiencing a crisis of confidence. Seeing her former sister wives enjoy their new era was difficult for Robyn. "They're all moving on," she said on the episode that aired on October 27th. "I feel like the idiot that got left behind." To the list of children Cody isn't currently seeing, add Madison, Janelle's oldest daughter. During the premiere, Janelle clarified, "I am aware that Maddie has not spoken to her father. She's not called him, and she doesn't have any relationship with Robyn. She's pretty much written them both off." Cody's shaky relationship with Maddie's children, Axel, Evangeline, and Josephine, is the problem, according to Janelle. She doesn't really want him to have any contact unless he can commit to it. Because of this, Janelle revealed on the September 22nd episode that when the family started to really dissolve, Cody did sort of cut off communication with Maddie and her husband Caleb Brush, whose sister was married to Cody's brother. "Maddie has been mama bear to the extreme," Janelle continued, "since Cody has not been calling or coming to see. She has felt like until he can be consistent and show up and not be dramatic, that she feels like it's probably better if they don't know about him." Robyn added that she has been pushing Cody to make amends, but she also stated, "I think the kids should be doing the same thing too." Cody, however, seems unprepared to mend the split for the time being, complaining that each time he spoke to his daughter, "It was a fish for gossip and I got tired of it." He was alluding to the fact that he never loved me and he felt like he had to marry me, Mary revealed in a conversation with her friend Brandy during the September 15th premiere, while they were celebrating their 32nd anniversary. "Cody," I told him, "I know you loved me." In a confessional, Leon Brown's mother asked why he ever proposed if he didn't. Why would a single young man choose to marry a single young woman and simply declare and compel love for her when he didn't feel any feelings for her? "How cruel is that?" she questioned. "I chose you to attempt to force myself to love for the next 32 years, he said, picking me out of a crowd. In his own confessional, Cody responded, "Oh, Mary has her little allegations now. All right, she is free to say whatever she wants. I will refrain from commenting on it." He would, however, admit that they never relished their honeymoon. During the October 20th show, he argued, "This marriage was on the rocks the entire marriage. And how would I know that? Because my relationships with Robyn, Christine, and Janelle were so much better." Even though he acknowledged that he should have gotten out of the relationship 25 years ago, he remained because he was afraid, saying, "Leadership will never allow you to marry again if you're discarding wives. I think I'm going to have to lawyer up," Janelle admitted to former sister-wife Christine Brown in the September 22nd episode, because I think that's the only way I'm ever going to get any kind of decision out of him. Janelle stated that step one was paying off the Arizona property, even though she wasn't sure if she wanted to build on Coyote Pass or just sell it off. Without a valid marriage to Cody, Janelle admitted, I really have no legal rights to make any kind of claim on Cody's property. In her own words, it's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, there isn't a legal marriage, which makes things quite difficult. Cody claims that he no longer trusted Janelle, which is why he didn't discuss their Arizona property with her. We will pay off the property when the time comes, he maintained during a confessional in the September 22nd episode, adding, and I'm not giving you any details about what I'm doing or whatever, because I'm tired of disclosing information that goes through the gossip mill of our broken family. In her own interview, Janelle described it as a bit of a pot calling the kettle black. He leaks like a sieve, she said. He told me stuff about his other relationships and his other wives that I was like, I don't think you're supposed to be telling me that. The family used to put all of their money into one pot back when their love was still growing rather than shrinking. On the September 22nd show, Janelle stated, up until the last 10 or so years, that's how it always worked. We would use all the resources to help one person. Then we would all rally to support the other person. Suddenly, it's about my estate, even though everyone needs their own estate. They all helped to purchase Robyn's $1.65 million 5-bedroom house in Arizona when she needed a place to live. It was put up for sale this past August. According to Robyn, the idea was that it would be a benefit to the family. However, when Janelle proposed that they all put their names on the mortgage, she was rejected. Cody was like, no, we need to protect Robyn's estate, Janelle recalled. Therefore, now that she is leaving the family, she would like her share of the Coyote Pass proceeds, and I'd like to recoup some of the money I put into Robyn's house. However, it can be difficult to sell. We were working together for so long, Robyn said, and Robyn continued, it's like, how do you calculate? After Janelle claimed she owed them money. How do you calculate that? It's really perplexing. I see all the art on their walls, Janelle said of Robyn and Cody's house, but I've seen him grab other assets like trailers and home decor. Janelle griped about the family's failure to pay for Coyote Pass, saying that Cody claimed to have all these other debts. And that's okay, I have money and I've spent it on things too. Cody claimed that a large portion of his money was used to purchase cars, basically had a fleet, and child insurance. I used to always be surprised at how nice her backyard was, Janelle said, adding that she wasn't sure how Cody and Robyn managed their expenses. It was finished. Additionally, there was always stuff at her place. And I thought, wow. Finally, she wore herself down by saying, he doesn't prioritize what I need or what I want. I think after a while, I began to see it, and my kids were getting very angry about it, like my adult children. Like, Mom, what the hell? In Robyn's opinion, though, she was extremely frugal after her first marriage failed. During the September 22nd show, she revealed, I used to be not so great with money. Regarding her sister wives, she stated, you must have had a different priority about where your money was going to go than I did. That's all. When I was young, I had hard knocks, and then I learned during my divorce really how to budget myself very, very well. There's no contact really with Mary or Robyn or Cody, Janelle admitted in the September 22nd episode as she and Christine, the mother of Aspen Brown, Michael T. Brown Padron, Paydon Brown, Gwendolyn Brown, Isabel Brown, and Truly Brown, gathered with their broods. During their time in Las Vegas, Cody referred to their arrangement of 4 houses on a single cul-de-sac as the best time of my life. Everything was going smoothly and Maddie and Caleb were around, and it was great having them around, Cody said. I also adored Caleb. He was undoubtedly like family. However, things started to fall apart in Arizona as they argued over safeguards against the coronavirus, and he said that his marriages broke down, followed by his relationships with the children. It just made all those relationships go sour. However, Christine maintained that there were problems long before she made her departure, known in late 2021. During the September 22nd show, she stated, my leaving didn't change his kids' relationship with him. All the kids that were frustrated way before I left. Cody still has time to mend his relationship with his kids. However, it will undoubtedly require some effort. The problem is that I'm not willing to accept responsibility for things that my wife or ex-wife is sitting there telling them I did. I'm so angry about how I've been treated that I haven't gotten past that, Cody stated. I'm hoping that the disdain will eventually fade. We'll be able to rediscover love and forgiveness. When he and Mary were legally married at the ages of 19 and 21, respectively, Kody disclosed that they didn't really know one another. They eventually filed for divorce in 2014, so Kody could legally adopt Robyn's 3 oldest children from her first marriage. She was really different when we got married, and I believe that Mary had some baggage that I was unaware of, Kody said. He said that everything was a fight and stated, "I can't live in a world where she is constantly angry at me." At first, I felt like I could live with it, but he couldn't get out. A man with several marriages, said Kody, if he wants to stay faithful and in the faith, he cannot request a divorce. It's not allowed. So I was not able to get out of that relationship. At the same time, I didn't necessarily want out of the relationship. I wanted to know if we could save and fix it. He acknowledged that the confusing messages were caused by Mary's belief that everything would be resolved. However, Kody went on to say, "I'm trying to be curious with her and I'm bored. She wasn't nice, she wasn't fun, she wasn't kind, and she wasn't interesting." He acknowledged that he could understand Mary's feelings of abandonment, saying, "But I didn't kick me out. Christine, Janelle, and Mary all chose to have me leave the home." Mary requested an official separation, known as a release, from their church in late 2022, even though Janelle and Christine believed they didn't need to divorce Kody because their marriage was never lawful. She clarified in the September 22nd episode that it was through our church when each of us 4 ladies married Kody. Obviously, we can't all be legally married, but it was what we called a covenant. So I feel like it's best to terminate that because we're not moving forward with any marriage, and I don't want to be, sealed to him for eternity if he doesn't want me. And I'm at a place that, let's just separate this completely. She went on to say that Kody was opposed to the notion because he did not want to acknowledge the authority of the church authorities. The damage was done so badly that we're not going to reconcile no matter what, Kody said in reference to his position. And so, however, we are made accountable to God. I don't want to be accountable to this church and all their BS. So I'm going to let Mary go and do her thing because if I'm angry at her, it becomes a fight. And I needed her just to go away because it just took forever for her to finally realize it's been done and over for years. For the 18 Brown children, a text message debate about a 2021 holiday gift exchange got especially sour. "It all went bad, it all went south," Christine explained. Kody and Robyn and their kids were on one side, and they wanted nothing to do with Janelle, me, our kids. And there was a split that happened after this text thread. According to Robyn, her 3 older children felt that the conversation was emotionally unsafe and advised them to distance themselves from the relationship. But it was never anything about, "We don't want to see you again, we don't want anything to do with you," she maintained. It was just about "Hey, this got yucky." Gabriel, for his part, hopes they can track each other down again. In the episode that aired on October 13th, he admitted, "The thing I want most is to just have a relationship with Robyn's children again. In middle school, Aurora was my favorite person to hang out with. And in high school, I would always try to hit Dayton up. But I'm not hopeful for a relationship with Dad and Robyn." When Aurora's mom married Kody in 2010, she insisted on joining the family, saying, "I have been told directly multiple times by multiple different people that I was not accepted, that I was not their sister, that they didn't consider or see me that way." Brianna, her sister, also expressed her opinion that the parents could have done a better job with, connecting us as a family, and it never really happened. Christine, however, is unsure of how they may have extended their embrace. She ensured that Robyn and Robyn's children were invited to everything. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks, everyone.